Welcome to the Drum Share podcast, and today it's Migdalia van der Hoven, and we've got Aurea in the top left corner
Hello.
back again. Hello, Aurea. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very excited about today's guest.
Excellent. Also, Migdalia, thank you for coming in and welcome. How are you doing in the heat today? It's one of the hottest days of the year.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a pleasure. I'm actually doing okay because I'm Mexican, so I love this. But at the same time, I'm not because I don't think the UK is ready for for this type of weather. So I think the first half of the day, I'm enjoying it, and then towards this time, actually, I just don't want to know anything about anything.
Yeah.
Completely relate to you. I'm Spanish, so I came back after university and all of that. So I lived for quite a long time there and used to 40, 42 degrees in July and August.
Yeah.
Different. It's just different. I don't know how to explain it. I can't stand it anymore.
It's so funny, all the memes I've seen that you're on holiday and you can stand like 30 degrees and you're loving it outside, and then 30 degrees hit the UK and you're like, what is this? I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, you're right. We moan, but then we moan about everything, obviously,
Yeah.
like the cold, the
Yeah.
rain,
The weather
Right.
the
toxic.
heat.
It's like has such an icebreaker in this country. It's great if you meet someone and you're being nervous, you don't know what to say. Just talk a bit about the
Talk
weather.
about the weather.
Yeah,
That's
they're
it.
very
That's it.
passionate about it too. So
They're very passionate. The cues and the weather.
Personally, I've always preferred autumn is my favorite time because I feel more creative because it's not too hot and because I'm a like bald man, you don't like the sun anyway. So if I go to somewhere like last year, I went to Portugal, and it's like hats on and quick run from the car to the
Oh
building
yeah, I
that's
can
got
imagine.
aircon. But
Yeah,
yes,
that's rough. That's rough.
yeah. But anyway, but it is today Sunday, Monday even. It's Bank Holiday Monday, and it is the pretty much the hottest day of the year, I think, officially at the moment. I'm not sure.
the hottest
Yeah.
in May, I heard, is the hottest recorded temperature in May in the UK.
They always say that about something. They just want
They
That's the
just
hottest
erase the
night.
records every
Yeah,
year. That's what it is.
exactly. They just want rating. I mean,
they just
Yeah.
change the kind of measure. Like this time
exactly.
it's in May with the hottest day, the hottest night, the earliest, whatever. Anyway.
Exactly.
So, Migdalia, welcome in. Obviously, we've asked you to come in because a couple of reasons, but one of them is that you're playing at the Drumhang Festival on the 13th of August at the main stage at 11 a.m. I believe.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah. Which is in Norwich. I'll look for some details about the actual details, and I'll put it on the link anyway. But our friend Dan Moss is making a very brave step and doing this big festival with quite a few artists on it already. So, how did that come about? So, how did he just give you a call, or how did that work out?
Yeah. I think I'm not sure like how we connected. I'm sure it was through one of my endorsements, maybe like they shared something, and then I think he added me to Facebook. And then he reached out, and it's amazing because for a while now I've been trying to get a bit more balance in lineups, especially with big shows, as you know. And sometimes it can come across like, oh, there she goes or whatever. But it's not just me. Like it's a big community of female drummers that usually just sit in sidelines. And this year, I mean, I don't think it's connected, but or I don't know, but I'm actually playing in a few festivals, which is amazing because I can see that there is an acknowledgement that there are more female drummers out that are actually at the same level, or they can offer something else. It's not about comparing. Like, if we were all the same, then it would be so boring, isn't it? Like, same style, same music. But I do think that female musicians have a lot to contribute, and also skills to contribute with different styles of playing. And yeah, I'm playing in a few and a few festivals this year, and I'm actually quite excited because I've done this before, but never in the UK. Like it's always in Mexico or in the US, or online that I got invitations. So now this is my first one in the UK after like so many years. I'm actually quite excited, and I'm very grateful as well that there's a few colleagues as well, female drummers, and also male drummers, and anyone like that I know that are amazing, and that I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah. I think from off the top of my head, we've got Kristin Nedens and Martina Barakowska's also at the same show.
Yes.
And all we've interviewed all of those. I've met Kristin a couple of times, and I've met Martina a couple of times when she was in her band and she came over here for a gig. I think you've got a great, lineup already on the drum hang, having Martina and Kristin with you, and Gabor and Eddie Richardson. Hang on, is that his name? I've got his name wrong.
Eddie Richardson. Yeah.
Of course it is. I was calling him Roddy. That's why, because he's Ed Roddy Richardson. That's what he likes to call himself.
That's the one.
Sorry, Ed. He came in as well. You've got some great people to work with. From the ones that I'm not looking at the lineup, I'm just the ones I can remember. But you talk about the female drummer element of it, which I know one day will just become drummer, but we're still saying female before drummer, just to sort of, because I think it's needed to promote the experience I work in a shop on a Saturday, in a drum shop, and the amount of people that come in, that are young people particularly, and if they come in, they've got a family, mum, dad, boy, sister, brother, sister, it's the girls buying the drums, and there's so many more. I mean, the proportion of females or girls buying drums, young girls buying drums, or parents buying them for their young girls, and also some older women that have decided it's time that they're allowed to do it. They feel they should do it and they want to do it, and they've not felt allowed to do it or encouraged to do it before. So yeah, it's a massive, I mean, I haven't worked in that business for a very long time, probably 3 years, but pretty much the whole time I've seen quite a lot. It's not even 50-50. I think it's more. I think it's like 60.
And I think it's like what you said just now, that I think people are getting inspired because finally female drummers have a platform online. I mean, it wasn't given, by like no one in the industry. It's online. And I also got inspired, and I also felt maybe the way that you felt, that if I posted something, I was going to get grilled. And I think it has been like in very few occasions that I've been grilled, but by something else. It's not even my playing. Because I was telling someone, it's really funny that most people, like, I don't get grilled comments, but also, I do get like people saying, oh, this is great, this is amazing and stuff, but it's always, your sort of audience, right? And I was thinking, it's when you do things right, the people that comment negative stuff, they don't comment that is actually right, or that is nice, or that is well done. They only comment on the negative stuff, so by their silence, they're already telling me that I'm actually doing it right, so it's just those things that I'm like, okay, where are you? Like, you're very good at raising these things, and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. I mean, whatever. If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it. Nobody's asking you for opinion. But where are they when you do things right, when it sounds great? So it is that sort of thing, and I can see like there's a lot of support. I think with especially young female musicians and young players, regardless of gender or demographic. I think that generation has got it better, or has got it actually to support each other, whatever their stage or their their state of playing is at, and I really admire that. I think it builds a better community, especially online.
Yeah, my son's 20, and so I'm experiencing a very different kind of world through him. from what I experienced, and the things that I experienced, it was much in the 80s, 70s, 80s. It was much more bullying, very judgmental.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen now. I'm sure it does. I know it does, but there's a lot more. I don't know. Everyone's kind. It seems to be kinder to each other. So you go to a gig, and all these youngsters, they are just so much more inclusive, maybe.
And accepting.
Yeah, accepting.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
And and I mean, it's I forgot my it's quite interesting that people are finding just their voice and their platform, their communities, and they're building that, and just getting inspired by it, and doing their thing. And I think that's what I was saying, like we need more diversity and more approaches. Like for instance, to me, like Steve Gadd, like Dave Weckl, like David Garibaldi, like Vinny Colaiuta, like I love their sound and everything, and I just took a bit of everyone and then just build my own. And then this is my approach depending on the gigs and the places I'm involved at, and this is what I can offer. Which is not always just being like super quick on the drums and like all this all the sharing like and stuff. It's like actually what I can offer is like how not to get fired from a gig, or how to play simple, or how to build like use dynamics.
I get bored of that whole sharing thing. I do get
Exactly.
bored. I go to one and I go like, wow, that's amazing. And then when we were in the drum show, at the end, I was more impressed the people that had this nice groove.
Touch.
No, they could do it. And there's only and you're looking for musicality and your own style and your form to make you feel something. So sometimes it's not just the shredding. Maybe it's I don't know, female male thing, but for me, I look really as well when just as that audience basically and an aficionado of drums, like I look for that sort of. But the thing you were saying before about social media and being more diversity of everything. I mean, I have a 13-year-old daughter, and as terrible I think social media is, which I do think that is hook. She plays drums a little bit, and I think that she found girls that look like her. I'm not talking just female drummers. Like the female drummers in my days, they were rocky, punky, and but she likes dressing and doing her hair nicely and all of that, and makes her feel like that. And the first time, and she was saw someone playing a pop song she likes, looking lovely and playing drums beautifully, and she identified with that. So yeah. It's
And
not
that's
my thing, but for her, it was, important.
That's the important thing of being true to yourself, because for instance, I am someone like that. I rock up, like with my polo shirts and whatever. Like I'm here for the music. I'm not here for the show. I mean, if it's a gig that needs that, that sadly, I mean, there's still like that sort of like rocker, I'm so bad, and like sometimes even making like women, look more attractive in order, like I'm like, look, we don't ask Vinny to dress up, like super intensely, or Steve Gadd, he rocks up like in baggy t-shirts and shorts, right? We're there for the music. Like I want people to be there for my music and for my playing as well. So I stay true to myself. Like in any of my videos, actually quite the opposite. And people have told me like, oh, you should do this. And I'm like, no, why? Like, this is how I feel comfortable. It helps me with my playing. This is who I am. And I'm sure people would get inspired by that, and
Absolutely.
What what you were mentioning just now about the shops, that you see more girls coming in. I saw the same thing at a UK drum show, and it's great that they can see the role models doing it, and that they do have a chance of getting there. I think, like what you were saying just now about people being a bit more harsh in our generation, it might sound like a bit weird, but at least for me, it made me a better drummer, not because of the bullying or whatever. It's because I didn't have a second opportunity. So to me, I always went, and I'm like, this is my last chance. I have to do it perfect. So it built that sort of extra thing of like, this is it, because it is it, and it still is. Sadly, I don't have the same grace or tolerance that a guy would in many areas. Like getting there early, like just being completely ready, like there's no excuse. So
Yeah.
that has helped me with just being more efficient, more reliable, like just rocking up and bang, doing the job. And it feels good. You know, I mean, we got there with a few bruises and all of that. Like, but in the end, I'm more someone that sees the benefit and the positive. Like something good's gonna come out of all this effort, even if it's not what we were expecting or we wanted in the first place. But there's always something coming out of working hard.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about Gad and Vinny, and to be honest, I'm much more likely to be inspired by people now. And I'm not saying that Gad is not now, but what I'm saying is that there's an expectation of the greats. And you know, when I'm over 50, I've been playing, and I say playing because I haven't been learning. I've been playing since I was 16 or so. I grew up living with my uncle, who's a drummer, or he lived with us, and Buddy Rich and Max Roach and all that kind of stuff. I watched. I went to see. I was very lucky, so I love all the the greats. But now, I'm much more inspired by people that are here, like the new people. You know, I know it sounds a bit weird, but I'm more likely to be inspired by Kristin and someone like Kristin Martini, yourself, Benny, obviously, Annika, Mike Johnston, Eddie Thrower. You know what I mean? There's so many people that are now that are more relatable, and also people that I've met and contacted and spoken to, and more approachable, more accessible.
Yeah, and yep.
I'm saying, I think that's a really the internet and the social media element has made everything so much more accessible and people more accessible. So I think they're the ones that are inspiring me right now to get to do something. You know,
it's an amazing tool, and it just shows how sometimes biased the industry is, right? Because just giving us those people, okay, that's who you need to look at. You know, those are the bands that you should listen. And it's usually people that have that platform that got there. I mean, obviously, you know, giving them credit, you know, for getting there and making a name and stuff. But it just shows that it's not just them, it's anyone in the world, you know, that can offer something. And that's why the sound and the technique and the different concepts, they just change, obviously, from a basis that someone not discovered but worked on, you know, like with all the linear drumming and like with all the rudiments, and you add them up and stuff. But there's always something, you know, that you can actually combine, and that's the beauty of it, right? And then you create your own sound. Like, for instance, I say, oh, I play jazz, but you know, my approach, I mean, someone coming from Mexico, that we didn't have the access, one, to concerts or to the music itself, is just whatever we got at some point, or whatever, whoever was the guru in my city that actually was into jazz. Then you combine that, for instance, with Latin music, and then so my swing, it just sounds different than a traditional swing.
yeah.
But that sounds good too, and people still hire me to play jazz. But I know that my jazz is not traditional, and I'm like, that doesn't mean it's wrong, you know. And I obviously try to listen to more music and all of that, but I still have that natural groove of like that is a little bit more swingy in our Latin swing than the swing from like jazz. So it just creates a fusion, and then it's just up to you to use it in the context that the gig is at. And just like you, I think I'm a drummer that learned from playing and was at a gig, you know, from very early on. And obviously, you know, then when I see concepts, especially online now, I'm like, oh, that I like that, I like that, and I keep adding things, and I'm like, oh, I don't know this very well, um, and it's never late to learn, you know. And it was up until recently that I actually well, I mean, I could sight read and everything, but for instance, orchestral stuff or like more classical things, like I was always like, nope, nope, nope. And it just took my daughter to actually get involved in that. And I'm like, oh, because I go to the rehearsals and stuff, and then I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, this is not very different to like jazz charts or whatever. It's just that how you approach it. and yeah, just keep improving, keep adding more tools and more language to whatever you know at the moment.
So that's what I was gonna ask you a couple of things about reading and where you sort of where your education, where you started, and also who inspired you. So how long have you been, or when, no, not how long, because that'd be asking you how old you are. What age did you start playing the drums?
I started playing when I was like 10.
Cool.
And I started playing at a church, which I
Right.
think it was amazing. Um, it's like it's very forgiving, but also you play with like in front of an audience every weekend,
Yeah.
and you play with different musicians, and you actually play in the moment, you know, whatever is thrown. Sometimes there's people that actually don't sing and they're singing and they come in different places, so you need to adapt. And the music is very diverse as well. And sometimes you might have a full band, sometimes it might be just with a piano, like, and it's usually like you're playing too loud, you don't know what the venue is like. So I think that helped me a lot. Also that there was an intention in the music. And yeah, I did that for a long time and I still do it. But the more I play, the more I realize, okay, I need more. I need to learn this. And it was all like, just like with you, I guess it's just listening to music and transcribing just from ear what you're hearing. And that's also very useful instead of just like learning songs from a book, which also is useful. But using both, I think is
Yeah.
the best way like of actually developing
Yeah. I
yourself.
have a really good friend who's a worship drummer in the States, and I knew nothing about that world. That doesn't exist in Spain. And through him, I heard, how to prepare, all the stories. Sometimes we get the links of, the worship on Sunday, and it's fascinating, and the music's really good.
It's
And
amazing. Yeah.
and it just, as you say, it's not only just playing music, it's, a lot of, behind what it means and
Yeah,
the soul, I guess. But yeah,
exactly.
it's a world that I only discovered a couple of years ago. I didn't even know. And there's amazing drummers coming from worship. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean a lot, and you grab one and they play everything, like just because there's a need, of people to they need people, and then you just develop skills because the opportunity is there, especially when you're young. So yeah, it's I always say, like, it's the best place. And sometimes actually yesterday, um uh, I usually play in a church and they invite kids. So I set up a drum kit next to mine for my daughter. And then because drums also physically is not easy to imitate, but it's easier to imitate a violin or the piano. So she sits next to me. Obviously she plays already, but everything that I'm doing, she just adapts, and I just shout like, okay, this, okay, bring it down, cymbals, groove, rock beat, just disco or whatever. And then she does it as the same as me, which is great because we have to keep the sound equal. Otherwise, it's just, so it has worked, and we do it like every other Sunday and stuff. And I'm like, you have no idea what you're gaining from this, and the experience and all of it. 'Cause she's playing with professional musicians around her. So it's a great way, like just in any gig as well, just to give opportunity to young people just to develop their skills, even if they sit next to you.
So she plays drums as well, you say?
Yeah, she plays drums and percussion, classical percussion. So I'm
And she's
developing
reading.
like, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
developing an upgraded version. uh,
Yeah, same here. I've got one of those.
yeah,
And a taller one
yeah,
with more hair.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So basically all of us have got kids and they're all kind of, well, your daughter's playing drums, my son's playing drums, your daughter's playing
Mine too.
drums.
Yeah, oh, but
And,
mine.
and yeah, it's kind of, and I guess I got it from my uncle, and yeah, so it's nice the way it does pass down.
Spreading the
Um,
love.
Yes.
I think with the worship thing, I'm not very experienced with it. I did a little, not, yeah, I did a little bit, I think, when in a small church up the road, but I wasn't a full-time sort of member. But the good thing about that is it's not really a rehearsal. You can't just stop in the middle of it. You've always got a crowd. You've probably got more people there than you have in a normal pub gig.
Yes.
So you're immediately getting, and you're on. You've got to learn dynamics because you're in a church that might be echoey, or you're playing with other musicians and you've got people in the front row near you or whatever. So you're not going to like bashing the life out of the kit. So I think that's a really good place to learn for lots of reasons. But dynamics, performance, and confidence.
And it's one of the things that I want to show in the show, that that is actually so much more tastier, to bring down, play simple, but then you can actually go for it when it's the moment to go for it, right? You can like grow it and like do all the stuff, but it's not just that. I know it looks very impressive. And I do have my videos online of doing a few things like that and stuff. But in reality, I rock up and I do that, and most probably I won't get called again. So especially, with I don't know, Western shows and theater shows and stuff, that you have to play something specific and you have to actually honor that all the time. So that versatility of being able to adapt to different circumstances and play here, 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 and actually sound good in all areas, or at least try to sound good, or understand what each section or what each branch in the industry they would expect from you. I think it makes you a more complete musician that can actually work as a freelance, just playing, and I think that's the sweet spot, of being able to spread and play in different stuff.
Exactly. So your education, I could see you went to Berkeley. So where did you started at 10? Did you do music at school? Was this in Mexico?
No. Yeah. In Mexico, there's no music. Like, I actually went to a good school. I don't think I had half an hour of music. It was all through my mom. Yeah, my mom is a pianist, and she always pushed that. And she was the one who identified that I had good rhythm. So she always pushed it for percussion or whatever. There was nothing. Or if there was, like, it was more towards like boys, or it was all just full boys and stuff. So it was not very well seen.
Yeah.
Also, they always let me do whatever I wanted. Like, I also played football, and those were my two things that I did. But what I didn't have in my radar, like studying music. It was always like this sort of, oh, I got a little gift and I play at church, and I play outside. And I studied business, and it was during the last semesters that I really got involved in like theater shows and stuff at the school with school productions, which is, I had to wait until university in order to do that, right? And sometimes they would just hire people from outside, and I'm like, I could play this, but it's more about the system just doing whatever like it's used to make it easy, instead of like getting students to actually given the opportunity. So then I graduated from business, and I was about to start to work, and my brother suggested, because he also studied music in the States. He's like, why don't you go like for a 5-week at Berkeley, and just spend 5 weeks there and check it out. And so I went. That the rest is history. Went there, got into a very good ensemble with a Mexican jazz player, vibraphonist, and he became one of my mentors. He said, you should audition. I auditioned, I got in, and then I just went. After studying business, I was meant to continue with the family business, and I was like, we have a problem. So yeah, so they were very supportive. I went, and never went back.
How did you end up in the UK? Was it right after Berkeley, or?
Yeah, it was. So I met a South African at Berkeley who was studying in the UK, also in finance and stuff, who studied that. Like, he studied that in order to make quick money here in the UK and actually go to Berkeley and pay for it. So yeah, it was just meant to be. We met, and then we got engaged a year later, and then we said, okay, where can we go? Mexico, obviously, the scene there. I mean, there's a scene, obviously, but it's not. You cannot survive as a freelancer. You have to do something else. South Africa is almost the same. So we said, okay, let's settle in the UK, and it still cost us like almost, I mean, at least for me, like it was almost 10 years of my life in order to be able to become a freelancer because of all the visa situation, and you have to have a 9 to 5. And then I had my kids. So it has been a big journey. So once I had like the chance, I was like, I'm not stopping. I'm just going for it. In like 5, 6 years, pretty much ended up like playing almost everything, like everything that you can hear, like you can play here in the UK, like West End, Glastonbury, touring, international touring, Ronnie Scotts, Abbey Road, and all of that. It was like, it was
Mm.
not through anyone else. It was like the, through my own music, or, you know, just auditioning or pushing and stuff. So um, I feel very proud, and I think it was just that obstacle. Like I said just now, there was an obstacle, and I was like, I'm going for it, and I'm gonna work so hard. Something has to come out of it, and it did. So I'm very grateful for this country. I'm very grateful for to be here and to actually be having these experiences.
Yeah, and to having kids as well. It's after having kids as well that, you're not, you're supposed to be a good mother and blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah, the whole thing. And actually define that, because showing your kids that everything is possible if you put your mind to it is actually being a good mother. And, people don't understand when you are doing a lot of different things and,
yeah,
big jobs and things like that. They don't understand that it's not necessarily that you're dedicating less time to them. It's just like you're very tired. You're actually doing that as well. Sometimes more. Well, anyway, that's my ranting. But I am so impressed, and I saw. I'm in your website at the moment. All the Western stuff. My son is an actor, and I've been going to Western shows since he was little.
yeah,
I went to six with my daughter, which was really good fun. We went, the two of us, out. We didn't even know anything about the show. We
mm,
were so impressed and have so much fun. And I'm always, look at the drums in those shows. And I was like, oh my God, that would be an amazing gig, But it's something that not a lot of people talk about, or at least I haven't met anyone. So I'd love to hear a bit about, how does it work? I imagine it's all sight reading. How do you get the gig? How is the auditions and all of that? We do have a friend that is trying for Cirque du Soleil, although that's quite different. But
yeah.
he was telling us how long the auditions go for.
Yeah, it usually takes ages, for people to get back to you. I do think that is something that the industry has to fix, because that uncertainty is just so, like, you become so anxious, and then obviously you said, okay, I'm free, but then obviously as a freelancer, you cannot keep those dates open all the time because obviously that's your income. So it's always, yeah, it's very tricky for both sides, I guess. But in my experience, I also had no idea about the show. I mean, I've always loved theater and all of that, but I just saw it online that they were auditioning people. I contact them, and they got back to me like maybe a few weeks later. I auditioned, and nothing came out of it, like for 4 months. And then suddenly I got an email like, "Oh, can you start tomorrow on an international tour?" And I'm like, "Really? Like, I got kids. Like, I got a stuff." And I actually said, "Okay, this is an opportunity that doesn't come twice." And as a Mexican as well, and actually we moved things around, and y- like it was all very like edgy all the time, but actually I made it work for more than 1.5 years. And we went to Asia. We did the whole of the UK, Ireland, Scotland, like, every day, every week. It was crazy, but it was worth it. And I could see, like, also in shows like that, how girls are inspired in every area, like guitar and bass and singing and dancing. And it's just so important. And I think that's why it has had such success, because
Yeah,
it's something different that they haven't thought of before, which is so weird because we've been there
yeah.
for ages. So
Yeah, yeah. Someone was telling me that I actually met someone that was in the show, one of the actresses, or singers, I don't know how you call them, but he started in Edinburgh Fringe, I think.
yeah, it did.
Then he went
It did.
and then he went to the West, sorry, not the West End, to Broadway, because, it doesn't make sense. It's
It's
a
everywhere.
great
It's
story.
everywhere.
I
And
came to the party late, but, big fans, big fans.
Y- Yeah, and the amount of people that have been employed, and the opportunities that women have had, like just through the show, it's amazing. And, like, and I mean, with all the things as well, they had to fight, for sort of same rights as men that have chairs in the West End and stuff, but they listen, and it's it's a source of income, like for many women in the show, and it's
Yeah.
very admirable, and it should be like that. It should just be open to everyone. Like, it's not just people just holding on to something, and uh yeah.
You've done many more, not just that. I mean, I'm looking at your website, but so how does it work? Do you sight read for the whole time, or do you end up memorizing these songs? Or
Yeah, it's a combination. For instance, in a show like 6 Weeks, because it's a short show and it's more electronic. I mean, the drum part is hard. It's not. I mean, it's not straightforward. It's not hard. It's just not straightforward. It's so many details, and you're playing so many things and so many effects as well, that I think it takes you like 4 or 5 months to learn it by
Oh,
heart.
wow.
And then they actually ask you not to read it. They ask you to learn it
Learn it.
once you're ready. So I did that, and yeah, right now I haven't played it in a few months, so I think I would need the chart. But it's just depending on the show. When you're on a pit and all of that, you can
None of them
side
are
read as much as you can. Yeah, it's just for the visuals and for the
that
light
one.
of the
It's true. It's true. I forgot about that one. Obviously, the musicians are part of the show, so they're not in the.
exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed with that. I mean, it takes 4 or 5 months to learn, and it's 60 minutes. It's one of the shortest shows
Yeah,
in West End.
yeah.
So
It's
wow.
just a lot of detail. It's not like just a straightforward groove. It depends on the music, on the musical as well, and the arranger and all of that. Like, there's some shows that you can actually just play and it's simple and stuff, but there's some that are very, very specific, and you actually need to do those things because it's part of the choreography, it's part of the lighting. You actually trigger some effects, you
That's
trigger
what
some,
I'm thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you always have to be on it. Like, it's just if you want adrenaline, like,
Oh
you
my
need to,
God.
yeah, you need to
Sounds
depth for a
stressful.
show. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you have like a mentor or something that trained you through it, or did you just make
You
it?
get the music, yeah, yeah, people trust you. But what I did is to the point that I actually converted my drums. I asked for a photo of their drum kit
All
and
right.
just check how it was aligned, and actually put every pad that I could, and in order for the muscle memory to kick in. So, because I didn't have a rehearsal or anything, I just went and did it. So for my body to be used to, yeah, that's especially when you dep as well. You just go and do it. Like, that's it. This
I
is your
suppose there's no
baptism of
time,
fire.
is there?
And the
Yeah.
audition was one of the songs on the show, or something else?
Yeah,
The
yeah, with two songs. They actually sent them to me like 2 days before, and then
Great.
yeah, that's quick thing. And I did sideways. Well, actually, I did learn one because it was just half of the song, and then the other one was a full song, and I read it. So I wanted to show that I could
We
side
could.
read, and I also could learn. So yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
for
it's
2 days, so obviously you're great. I mean, I'm sure they knew you were great already, but wow, yeah, that sounds super fun. It's
yeah,
another side of. I mean, there's so many sides of this instrument, really. But
exactly.
So when did you play Glastonbury, and who was that
Last year,
with?
actually. Last year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still haven't recovered from the toilet situation. And and we were in the VIP area, okay? I was like, no, 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 no.
even in the VIP area, there's bad toilets. I haven't been to Glastonbury.
Who was that with that you played at Glastonbury?
I played with this comedian called Mawan Riswan. He is an actor at the BBC, and he usually yeah, he had a show, well, he has a show called Juice,
Yeah,
as
it's
in
ringing
like
bells.
apple juice.
Mm.
Yeah, and he has a show that has a lot of music. Actually, his whole act is music, that he makes up songs and is really funny. So yeah, I played with him. Yeah, we had I think like it was 2 or 3 days. But yeah, I stayed there for for a while, and I was like, wow. And yeah, it was a great experience, but yeah, it was also very hot. And so,
Yeah, it usually is either really hot or
or
really
rainy.
muddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were kind of lucky if it wasn't muddy, but
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
and so I've seen clips of you playing the Yamaha kit at Ronnie's. Um,
Yeah.
upstairs. I don't know if it's still there, that kit. I don't know if they've changed. They've done upstairs again, haven't they? So
Yeah, I haven't been, but they have so many kits. Like you can actually choose. Like they look like a shop. If you want the specific thumb size or whatever, like they actually have it.
yeah.
So it's very impressive. Yeah, we launched our album there. Yeah, it was really lovely.
So talking about kits, I should obviously said Yamaha, but you're DW endorsed. Is that right?
Yes,
So you got DW, Veta, Remo, and Bosphorus, and
yes.
Artom. What sort of Bosphorus symbols are you? Are you like the dark, the very sort of
I use the master
right,
series.
right?
Yeah. I like bright and not to. I mean, uh, sometimes I put tape underneath and stuff. Like I don't like them very washy, but a little bit, especially when
Yeah,
I'm playing like swing and stuff like that. But I just like a versatile, especially with the ride and the hi-hats.
yeah.
I don't like really dark or really like um hard, if that
Harsh,
makes
yeah.
sense. Like, yeah, I just like this smooth, like very clean. I also, and with that I combine my sticks as well. I'm with Vader, so I use the sweet what's it called? The sweet rides is from it's from Bigford, but the sweet stick. Is it
I don't
sweet?
know.
Yeah, it's a sweet something sweet.
Has it got a
And
little bead?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. And obviously nylon never, okay? But it does help, with the sound that I'm yeah, that I like whenever I play. Whatever I play, I like to play very clean and very sensitive and with lots of dynamics and stuff like that.
So just getting back onto the drum hang, what have you got? Have you planned what you're doing? I don't obviously give out any secrets, but are you doing is it an education one? Is it a performance, bit of both, or
I think a bit of both. I do want to sort of tell a bit about my journey, about my story, and I also want to showcase my playing. I haven't prepared anything specific. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for like a classic track and play on top. I might go for something like a solo or just explaining, concepts that I use often. So yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I think I'm gonna start preparing like in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, and we'll see. Like I'm someone that prepares things, but I also like to improvise as a good jazzer. and yeah, I like to talk a lot. I have no problem doing that. So I can actually combine both things.
Yeah. I think you're gonna have to go. I wasn't gonna. Okay, I thought I was gonna. I thought it was gonna be away on holidays. Now I'm not. But it's a weekday, is it?
it's Thursday
Is
and
it? It's
Friday?
a
Yeah,
And
Thursday.
it's
Yeah.
part during the day. Is it a holiday?
it's Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
So
I was
I'm
gonna, but the whole
Migdalia
day,
some
like the drum show. So I would have to take the day off work.
I
yeah, and
think
it's in
so.
Norwich, so you
I'll go
have to.
one.
Yeah, no, we're staying. Yeah, we'll be staying the Thursday night. I haven't sorted that out at all. To be fair,
I'm gonna check if I can come back. I don't think I can stay the night, but I definitely want to go on a Thursday. I just
yeah,
checked that on the Thursday. So
yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. It'd be good to see. And I think when it comes to clinics, I do like the balance between the talking
Yeah.
and the sort of interaction. I mean, most of the ones that you go to, I was at Gabor's clinic recently, and I think it's really important, that kind of interaction with people, and I think it's probably for yourself as well, having a break from just
Yeah. Of
playing the
course.
whole time. It's valuable because you come away with, I mean, you can get inspired by hearing the music and seeing someone
Mm,
playing, but you might get more inspired by hearing them speak.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think, I think that's especially if you're connecting with the story, like, oh, hang on a minute, I can't do it because of this, but actually this person's just spoken to me and they had the same situation and that didn't stop them from doing it. So that might inspire someone to pick up the sticks who was thinking about it or, hasn't yet done so. So I think that's very valuable.
Yeah.
Are you playing at, so you're after that, you're actually in the London Business School on the 5th of June? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well,
Is that right? It's on your
not
site.
yeah. I usually have this. I think it's 5th of June, but this is in August. So before that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. No, after that, I'm actually, and it just got announced yesterday. I'm playing with Don Becken and Lee Harris from the Saucerful, like Nick Mason Saucerful of Secrets, the guys
Right.
from like Pink Floyd, and the
Right.
vocalist from and this like Pink Floyd festival, which is quite like an extreme change to me playing jazz and like theater and stuff, and I'm playing like proper rock. And yeah, I'm doing that. I'm quite excited. So
What is that? What is that?
it is on the 28th and 29th of August in Folkestone.
Oh, then I would not.
Yeah. And
She's back.
my phone melted. I mean, everything's melting in this place. So it just got temperature and.
Oh wow! Was it on charge?
Oh.
Yeah,
well, because the camera, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So, and it's a good. I mean, it's not really old, but I think everything is just like dying at the moment. So apologies for that.
Aurea just commented that every time you freeze in a really good pose.
Yeah. You can almost see your profile picture. I was like, I usually freeze like, oh, okay. Like, no way.
So funny.
The ones were perfect. They were like, it looked like you're posing.
That is so funny.
But to be honest, they look good all the time. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what you were saying, that gig at the business school is actually quite an interesting gig because the guy who runs it hires like this jazz quartet, and we never met before. I always play with different musicians. I mean, I play with like really well-known musicians, like in the jazz scene, like Simon Split, for instance, and what's her name, Charlie Pine, and like then I become friends with them, and I can see them like that they're like really active. But he puts together this quartet for businesses that come from all over the world, like let's say American Airlines, and they send their executives for this sort of workshops, and one of them is how to run a business, like if you run jazz, that sometimes you have to improvise and not everything is just like follow, and you have to be flexible to listen to each other. So they do the whole an analogy like of these musicians just met and they can create this amazing music without even like, he just says, okay, let's play this and follow me, and then it's in 4/4 and 3/4, a waltz or whatever, and then we just start playing, we start soloing, like it's just by looking at each other, by listening, and then he does that comparison, and it's quite interesting. So it's this jazz workshops that he does.
Interesting concept.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense in the business world for jazz, because it is about that, and it breathes, doesn't it? Jazz, it moves, it breathes, it slows, it speeds up on dynamics. And I still go and see my uncle playing in these old jazz clubs, and I'm usually the youngest by a few hundred years, and I sit there and I just watch these guys playing, and they're in a little jazz club. There's not that many people sometimes it's really busy, and you see these musicians up there, and they've played all over the clubs, and they'll be well known on the scene, on the circuit, but they just don't even have to look at each other half the time. They just know what they're doing, and it's a communication without talking, isn't it?
Exactly. Is that a DW snare behind you, like in the white marine?
Well, actually no, but yes. So I made it.
Okay.
It's got PDP DW stamped lug, so it's stamped DW inside, but they're PDP, so they're the same footprint. But yeah, I made a kit like that, and that's my little custom badge. And
nice one.
Yeah, I like a bit of white marine. This is a Sona one.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I can identify the zone.
Yeah, that's that's because I'm a bit of a Benny Greb lunatic, so I have his kit, his sizes, sort of thing. But yeah, no, that one I made. But I did have a DW jazz series.
Oh, lovely.
14, 18, 18 bass drum, 14 and 12 in red ruby glass. That was lovely, but I haven't got it anymore.
I have a white marine as well. Just what's it called? A
Oh,
collector's, yeah,
collectors. Right.
collector's white marine, and that's why because the snare that I have is actually a Yamaha Absolute, like the Maple Absolute. So I was curious to check your snare. I'm like, maybe it might match mine, my kid. But I like Yamaha snares.
Yeah, it's that's a vintage, that's a antique pearl wrap. I got it from Germany. The wrap from ST Drums, and then the one above
Yeah.
it is a AQ2 Sona, which is just a white marine, white, like bright
Yeah,
white.
mine is the vintage. So
Yeah,
that's why I was looking at that
yeah,
specific
the aged.
color. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like. I have too many of those drums. I forgot where we were going now. This is getting distracted by the. See, I myself, I got distracted by the leaf falling down.
I think we were talking about the gigs and the you're going to the Pink Floyd gig in
Folks,
at the end of August. Yeah.
so is the Folkestone gig? Is it a performance? Is it a ticket sales one? It's not a private one. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
public. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. Like one is like in a theater proper like ticketed, and the other one is in a bandstand for free for as a festival sort of thing. But
Folkestone.
yeah, it's amazing. I mean, just like the caliber of the people that are there, like it's like people that play with Pink Floyd and with Nick Mason and stuff, like just being able to play with them, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
cool.
What
Gonna
you were
get down.
saying, yeah, what you were saying just now about I mean, sometimes like I did a gig recently at the Royal Albert Hall with an orchestra, and then the next day I'm playing like a gig next to a hot dog stand for like a function thing, and yeah, the function thing pays more than the other one. So like, it's that extreme of like being a freelancer, that you just make it work and you respect all the work that you get, and it doesn't matter what it is, because you never know who you're going to meet in those gigs. And I met some of the most amazing musicians, playing weddings, and then you see them as well doing those performances, and it's like it's London itself, that you see people doing different kind of work, and it's awesome because in the end everybody benefits, including yourself, with the style of music that you play, because you might be super chill playing like Bruno Mars, and then the next day you have to play like more classical stuff. And if you are able to adapt, then you're going to get both gigs, and I think that's the beauty of the industry here and the opportunities here, but also, the fact that you can adapt to those things.
So it sounds like you've done many different things, but are there anything that you have in your, bucket list, something you haven't done yet that you like to get next? What's your next kind of excitement, challenge?
Yeah. I would like to play with like a Mexican artist, like to like, especially, from my generation that I used to listen to, because they're still out there. I would love to do that. Or with Spice Girls, but I don't know if they're gonna reunite. So
That'd be so much fun. Oh my God.
I mean, they're very similar. Often put in the same category. Mexican band, Spice Girls. I mean, Spice, maybe.
Same concept.
That's an awesome answer.
I would love that gig, honestly. Oh, I would die for that gig. Yeah, it would be great. But yeah, honestly, like I said, I'm very happy with what I've achieved in such short amount of time. And I mean, it has cost a lot, effort, sacrifice, and sweat, and complaints and all of that. But we're there, and I think, like, for someone like me, just to put Mexico in the map, as a female musician, as a representative, I've done things that no Mexican has done before, and I think it's important just to leave the door open, for more people to get inspired and actually either pick up the instrument or just know that it's possible, and that there's opportunities for everyone.
I've just seen you've done so much stuff. That's why I asked the question. It was like, are there anything not there? But obviously everyone have things there. And then you said, there was a lot of hard work and sweat and all of that. So do you mean, lots of hours of practice? Did you still practice every day? Tell us a little bit about that, because I'm sure you still want to. grow and get better. I mean, everyone does, I guess.
Yeah, of course. And there's people like that actually, reached out and just offer, to try their systems or just to support me and stuff. And that has meant a lot to me. So I still, take lessons, and I still look online for things, and I have my practice pad, or mentally, or whenever I'm driving, just thinking about those groups. Or it's a combination of different things, because sometimes you don't have time to do that. Like being a professional, like drummer and a freelancer, most of the time you're driving, you're traveling, or you're carrying a drum kit.
Yeah. Or doing admin.
Exactly. So whenever I have a little bit of time, I just focus on things that I want to work on. But otherwise, it's just thinking about these things.
And do you have a nice studio at home, like, soundproof and all of that? We all live in London. That to me is always something that I found really hard for this instrument. But do you have a nice soundproof place at home that you can just jump into at any time and spend a few hours? Or
Yeah. I finally did. Like almost 2 years ago, we bought a house, and that was the first thing. Like we got sorted, because my husband is a musician as well, so we have to have that space and not annoy the neighbors on the first day. So I do have all the stuff outside the house and soundproofed, and it's also quite useful because a lot of big gigs require auditions and stuff, and I have my own studio that I can record and send tracks and stuff.
Yeah, that is the same story for us when we bought a house. And this is going to sound sexist, but it's not meant to be. So we came to the house. My wife really loved the kitchen, and I was like, cool, that's great. But at the end of the garden was this building that I'm in now, which was a wet kind of shack with the roof falling down and stuff like that.
Same with me.
And there was like windows and the doors that were all falling off, and it like had been an earthquake in the concrete at the bottom. But it's made out of brick, kind of thing. It is made out of brick with a wooden roof. But I saw that and I thought, that is my studio. Anyway, I'm just looking at that picture of you at Royal Albert Hall at your sound check. I've stood on that stage for like looking at sound checks, not me playing, but helping out with something. And it's scary when there's no one there. But when that fills up, that must be pretty scary.
You're flying. No, you're flying. I mean, the first time I did it, like I think it was one of the best moments in my career, to be honest. Like, it's just so epic. And yeah, I didn't have in-ears or anything. I had a wedge, which was the most amazing thing. And it was just like, even better than arenas, because it has a better acoustic. I don't know what it is, but I remember I just hit the first note and I was like, I'm flying. This is it, and I've done it a few times. We're always very happy and also very fortunate, that that someone like me, like from Mexico and stuff, like can be there with so many people and so many players here as well that are able to do it as well. So it's always a treat. It's always very, very privileged.
I would be interested to know what your if you were gonna play with a Mexican artist, who that would be, and so we can look them up and have a listen, because I'd be quite keen to listen to the music. Have you got any tips for who to look up?
Yeah, well, I have like, the dream one that, someone like our version of David Garibaldi plays with this guy. He's called Luis Miguel, like Luis Miguel, like Luis Michael, whatever. But I think that would be a bit stretching it too far. Like, he's like one of the biggest. Well, you never know. And he actually hired, like, for his albums and stuff, he would hire like Jeff Porcaro, he would hire Vinny, he would hire all the brass from Tower of Power. Is that sort of music, but he also stretched like from funk to ballads to Mexican music to like boleros to mariachi. Like, he sings all of it. So it's a special, like, his concerts are the most epic things. Like, so to me, it would be more like a pop band that I grew up with. Like I have a few, to list. It's nothing like out of ordinary. It's just like me, just doing something big in my country as well. But the dream one would be that, like Luis Miguel or the Spice Girls here in the UK.
I found him in online. Luis Miguel.
I could tell you were looking.
Yeah.
Send me the link, Ari. I'll have a listen.
Yeah, we'll do. He actually translated, like, for instance, Blame It on the Boogie and a few songs like that, especially in the 80s and 90s. And he has like a big band as well album. Like it's everything. It's great. Very, very diverse as well.
Describing here El Sol de Mexico.
Yes.
Okay, so just I'm conscious of time for yourself. It's getting late and it's probably getting hotter. Although it should be getting cooler now. You're in a Taylor Swift tribute as well coming up. Is that right?
Yeah. Actually, the girl looks very much like Taylor Swift. So we did some video promoting everything, and my kids were like, "No, are you playing with?" And I'm like, "Yep, I am." And she was like the same. And then they show the photos, and I'm like, you know what? I need to stop this because it's gonna get very disappointing.
Yeah.
And are you having any gigs of that coming too soon, or?
Yeah, I'm actually after that's the gig I have literally after the Norwich drum hang. I'm coming back to London, taking a flight to the Isle of somewhere, and playing for a festival there, like for 3 days.
Channel Islands, isn't it? Somewhere in the Channel Islands.
I'm gonna follow you. Yeah. I will find out. That will be quite fun to go as well.
Yeah. It's fun. I am actually like, I only know Shake It Off, so I'm actually need to look into Taylor Swift music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably only know that one, but maybe not to play.
I only
just
know Gemma's.
I might actually reach out for tips.
Yeah, I think too. I mean, I know Kira, but I listen to that sometimes, and I follow her, and I love the fact that she makes it so accessible, and obviously there's so many it's fun. So yeah.
No, they're lovely.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting you. I'll see you in Norwich, and I might look at that Folkestone one if there's availability, because
yeah, absolutely. We can
far.
Touch and see if I can sort something out.
Oh yeah, well no, that's not what I mean, but yeah, I'd like to get out and about, and to be honest, it'll be an excuse to go. I'll get my 72-year-old uncle to come down because he lives literally in the next town. So yeah, we can come down and see that if we're around. Yeah, cool. So just on promoting your socials, and back to the drum hang. So you're on the main stage at the drum hang in Norwich on the 13th of August, 11 a.m. That's a Thursday. And I will put the links up to that as well. Your website is Migdalia van der Hoven, all one word.com. And your socials are at the same, isn't it? Migdalia van der Hoven.
Yeah, everything Migdalia van der Hoven. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, website, Google.
Yeah. Can I just ask you about the Van der Hoven thing? Because it looks a bit Dutch.
Yeah, it's my husband. He's South African, as I mentioned, and he's like Dutch roots. And I think it was easier just to streamline.
Yeah, no. It's just that we talked a lot about Mexico and then you living here, but I'm thinking I need to get to the bottom of the surname.
No, I do have my Mexican surname, and which are actually Spanish based. Yeah. But I go with Migdalia van der Hoven. I stuck to that for a long time now.
Cool. Okay. Is there anything that you wanted to mention that we've forgot to ask? Because sometimes we go a bit off topic and forget where we are.
Oh no. I mean, for anyone who's planning to attend the show, I'm looking forward to meeting you there. Also, you guys, and yeah, just keep supporting, especially shows that are, like new and that are offering, a different lineup. I think it's important just to showcase that and support that, and just, prove that it's possible to do this in a successful way, and that there's so many other players, that are waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And this is one of the reasons we have a podcast where we try to talk to as many people as possible and promote the just the scene, lovely community. Will you be at the UK Drum Show this year?
Yeah. That's the plan. But we'll see. I mean, I always leave it last minute just because,
yeah, if you have amazing tours coming.
Yeah. We will see you in Norwich, definitely. And well, I will. You're going to try and come up now, aren't you, Aurea?
I'm going to try to come up. I don't check 2 days. So it was great meeting you. And I love the discussion. I love, hear your point of view in some very important topics. So I'm very inspired now. I'm going to go and practice a bit.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for yeah, I look forward to, it was great meeting you, and I look forward to meeting you in person.